Welcome back.
We are back again.
Mybottleshop.com.
YouTube reviews.
Yeah, YouTube video review. Sev the Calabrian.
That's right, Rock the Viking.
Rock the Viking. Marcus, today, this could be the first time ever, Sev the Calabrian, that we have done a wine. And so...
it's my homecoming.
Yeah, this is right. This is an Italian wine.
No, I think we have done them before. We just don't do them often.
Right, not often.
Yeah.
But this time in homage to Sev the Calabrian and his home country, the old town of Italy. And
it's not quite in Calabria, but
right,
we'll tell you more about that later.
Tell her when we come back. Cagliolio, the Montepulciano, the Bruzzo, red wine.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned! Okay, Sev, welcome back. It's good, it's good that we're actually doing a wine today. We don't do enough wines, and we get tons of these wine bottles coming through here at mybottleshop.com, and a lot of stuff we have here is amazing products, and probably a lot of products that people may have never seen before. And it's the same story with wines, right? We saw this wine come in for a customer, and I think it was they ordered a bottle, and it had to be delivered by the case. And we thought, here's a go. You're Italian heritage, and this is a great chance to talk about an Italian wine. Now you're going to take us through a few things. You're going to help us on the pronunciation side, right?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
how to pronounce some of these things, and talk to us about this bottle and what type of grape it is, where in Italy it comes from, and then I'll just go through a bit, because this is I think this is a DOC wine. It is a DOC wine, right? And there's also DOCG, and people that may be a bit new to Italian wines may not understand the difference. So, and while you're talking about the wine, its location, because it is a corked wine.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to crack it open and take the cork out.
Yeah, well, I guess the first thing we know is it's 2006 vintage too, so this should be cracking.
It is a 2006 vintage.
Yeah,
that's
it should be a cracking wine.
Yeah, that's right. So 2020 we are now. So already it's had a good 14 years, right?
So it's a Caggiolo, right? The company that makes it is Cantino Tollo. Now they're based in Pescara in Italy, and for those of you that aren't familiar with the geography of Italy, that is over on the east side. It's kind of like in the middle. So picture where Rome is in the middle, all the way over the other side of the island on the east side.
Right.
Now, the type of wine it is, just so I can get the full name. Rock. Montepulciano di Abruzzo. Now, basically, they're two different regions. So, once again, for those of you that are familiar with those regions, you will know that, one, the Montepulciano is over in Tuscany, and that's where the grapes are from. However, the Abruzzo region is over where the vineyards are, over in Pescara. So they've basically taken the grape from Tuscany, and they're growing them over in Pescara with the rest of their wines that this company do. So this wine that we've got here,
so just to confirm, it's got on here Cantino Tollo. Yeah. Tollo's the town, is that right?
Yeah, it's the vineyard.
Oh, the vineyard. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So basically, this one is it's 14%. They've got many wines. The Cantino Tollo vineyard, they make a few other ones as well. Yeah.
Good solid cork on this too. I'll say. You can tell it's been in there for 14 years. Yeah. It's not coming out that easy, but it's getting there. And I just don't want to break that last bit off.
That's right.
Because it's getting close there. Because look at the size of the cork, and you see it's just a bit. I don't know if you can see that, it's just cracking up on me at the end, because it's obviously been soaking in that Montepulciano. Now, just tell us a bit about that grape, that red wine grape. How would it compare to, say, an Australian red wine?
Oh.
Maybe like would it be maybe a Cab Sav style?
It's
middle of the road?
I would say middle of the road. You get varying, the climate.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Look at that, it really popped out. Hear that? It's got a good
smell.
It smells beautiful.
Oh,
tell you what.
Wow. Very rich, that smell.
It's very rich, isn't it?
Very fruity, but...
Reminds you of growing up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A few Italian wines shared in the Sev the Calabrian household.
That's right. But I guess, going back to your question, Tuscan wine, I guess Italy is known for its wine all over, but Tuscan wine I guess, is kind of known as the pick of the bunch.
Right.
You know, in Tuscany, it's obviously, it's got a good climate. It's not too cold.
Nice.
It's just beautiful over in Tuscany. They get good weather most of the year round.
Do they? Lucky ducks.
Yeah. So.
Well, just, you know, for people that want to know about the DOC and the DOCG, you can see here my notes here are splattered with this beautiful dark wine. It's almost black when it came out of the bottle.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So DOC, this is a DOC, and sometimes you'll see the DOCG on these wines. The DOC, and correct me if my Italian pronunciation is not right, is Denominazione di Origine Controllata, which is DOC, or the Denomination of Controlled Origin. So that's the DOC. And I suppose
you did quite well.
Thank you. And I suppose the step up from that is the DOCG, which again, same thing, Denominazione di Origine Controllata Garantita. So this is denomination of the controlled and guaranteed origin. So those wines are DOCG, supposedly a step up from the DOC, because they've got this, I suppose you might say, government guarantee, right?
Stamp of approval,
right?
And whatnot.
And I've noticed that you know, the pricing goes accordingly. So if you've got you know, a DOC wine or DOCG wine, the DOCG wines, there's a lot more control over them, and of course they have a higher premium. And I suppose it's similar to, they're saying here, similar to the French system of putting the wines into different categories and controlling the quality. It came in the 60s and they revised again in the 80s. So you can keep an eye open on the wines for those various seals, so that you can get some idea about the quality of the wine and its control. Now, I can just
talk to me about the colour.
Well, it's black as ink, I would say. Right? Would you get that? I mean, it's as black as ink.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't even see.
Black as blackberries.
It is, and
very dark purplish colour.
It's a very dark purple, and it's got that beautiful, sweet aroma on it, with a little bit of I got like a black currant.
Yeah, that's
smells
right.
like a black currant or whatever, doesn't it? Really? It
looks like blackberries. It smells like blackberries.
Blackberries.
Well.
Yep. I really get that. It's almost like a Ribena, right? And you know, we haven't decanted it. Maybe we should have decanted it. I suppose this wine. We were just talking about this before. We'd classify this as probably a more serious drinker's wine. It'd probably be about $60 a bottle, I guess, Australian. And you know, it's probably a wine you wouldn't come across very often. Maybe only in a restaurant, or maybe then only in a high-end restaurant.
Yeah, nice
right?
Italian restaurant.
Nice Italian restaurant. We're drinking this in a Schwarzweisel wine glasses. These are very fine, beautiful wine glasses from
fit for purpose.
Yeah, fit for purpose from Germany. So I get the black currant. Let's have a little bit of a taste on that. And you got any other notes you got there? Some tasting notes?
Well, the rest of the nose actually says that ripe red fruit and a touch of berries, which we got. But then they said spicy cacao, vanilla, licorice, and cinnamon. Licorice, I get a hint of licorice.
So do I.
Not too sure about cinnamon.
Well, to be honest, I mean, you're saying cinnamon to me, but I'm getting a massive dose of cinnamon. Yeah? Yeah, I really am.
Right.
I love cinnamon. I'd have cinnamon on toast every day. And to be honest, when it cracked it open, the first thing I got a whiff of was cinnamon. I thought cinnamon. So, definitely cinnamon.
There you go. So what do you reckon?
I'd say I love it for a start. I think it's a fantastic wine. Probably could have done with a little bit more air, I think, just when we decanted it.
I think so.
And I'd say a little bit of sweetness there. On the finish, I guess, on the palate's a little bit sweet. Towards the back of my throat, I guess.
It's got a medium to, I guess, a long lingering finish as well. Once you have a big gog full, it's going down quite nicely.
Velvety smooth.
And
you can't read much off the back of the wine bottle. It's all Italian, right? So this is how genuine this wine is, right? And it's a 14.5%.
Yeah, look, you know what? It's funny. I said 14 before, but I stand corrected.
It's 14.5. So that's right at the top end of what you'd expect from. I mean, you know, Australia 14. Shirazes are all 14.5 in Australia, so we're sort of used to that. But that'd be right at the top end. I think 2006, man. It's soft and smooth, and what a great wine.
Yeah, it's cracking wine. If you got served this at a restaurant, you'd be pleasantly, you'd be pleased with this.
Now, back at the Montepulciano, you mentioned before that there's a town, not to be confused. So just tell us the story between the Montepulciano, d'Abruzzo, and that grape, and the location of Montepulciano.
Yeah, no, so basically, just to rehash what I was saying before, d'Abruzzo is over near Pescara, where this vineyard is.
On the east coast,
yeah,
right?
on the east coast.
Yeah.
But they've actually got the grape, the Montepulciano grape, from Tuscany. So
right.
that's, if you were reading that, you'd be like, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, well, how is the two towns combining to make a wine?
Right.
So
not to be confused.
Yeah, not to be confused. They're locations, but that's why. One is the grape, and the other one's where it's grown, where the vineyard is.
Yeah.
So maybe they're infusing one vineyards or regions method, I should say, the Abruzzi region, with another one's grapes.
Well, it'd be interesting to know why this is not a DOCG, so it's got no guarantee, but it is obviously quality wine, so that might be something to do with those regions.
Yeah, the politics behind it, I guarantee.
I've heard there's a lot of politics in Italy, especially with these zoning regulations. I heard there's a lot of warring and infighting.
I mean, if anyone knows like a good story or a real story about that, and they want to leave in the comments of why one's a DOC and DOCG and how they get graded, we'd love to know.
Okay, we're gonna cut, and we're gonna come back and give a Mybottleshop Mark out of 100. Yeah. Now, we're not wine experts, so you can take it with a grain of salt. But we'll be back in a minute with a Mybottleshop Mark for this Italian wine, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo from that.
Jeez, you're getting better at
that. Back in 1 sec.
See you soon.
No, we're not going to be wine wankers, are we? Sev the Calabrian. We're just going to give it an honest Aussie opinion.
Well, you've drank a bit of wine in
your
time, haven't you?
Well, I do. I nearly drink, to be honest with you. I drink pretty much red wine every night. And even though, we feature a lot of whiskies and bourbons on here, I drink far more red wine than I do whiskey, bourbon or gin or any of the spirits or tequila or whatever, nearly every night. I'm a bit tight on myself. I tend to go for the bottom rung of the ladder and just have the, day-to-day drinkers. I wouldn't necessarily crack this open on a Monday night, but I would dearly love to with a pizza. So what we're going to do is give it a mark out of 100.
That's going to be interesting because compared to you, I really don't drink much
well,
wine.
And I suppose it's a bit like coffee. You go talk to a 17-year-old. You talk to 17 or 18-year-old, they don't drink coffee. But eventually they start to drink coffee. Appreciate it. And I think it's the same thing with red wine.
That's right. I do drink some, but it's not often enough for me to have an accurate mark to someone that drinks it.
Don't be too hard. I'm going to give it 91 because I think it's an absolute winner. I think the blackberry strawberry notes and the colour and the cinnamon, I just love it.
91?
Love it.
Wow.
Love it. Big fan of the Italian wines.
I'm going 83.
Ooh, that's too tough.
Too tough.
Sev, come on, mate. Your home countrymen toiled away.
But I guess my thing is that I loved it. But I'm thinking that a 90s wine would be, something really old, like a 60s or 70s bottle of wine.
It doesn't have to be old to be good.
But,
you got to remember, this is a 2006 vintage.
Yeah, but I'm talking like, there's wines out there that are worth thousands of dollars. So I'm thinking if they're 90s or higher 80s, I still really like this, and I think it's a cracking wine. Much better than your everyday drinker. So I thought 83 was appropriate, but who knows? That's me.
Well, it's good to get different generational points of view as well, and that's what we hear. If your viewers want to see more wine, because we looked around and in Australia, not many people are really doing wine reviews. In fact, we couldn't even find this wine.
This bottle
barely on the internet, let alone on YouTube. If you want more wine reviews, please leave some comments down below. If there's anything in particular you'd like us to review, we've got thousands upon thousands of wines coming through.
Different countries, different regions.
Italian wines, maybe French wines, Australian wines, Chilean wines.
Chilean.
All right, now we've got to do the button.
Oh yeah, what are we going to do to the button this
I'm going to do E. I think it's going to be a really hard one, so I'd say exhaust.
All other options.
Exhaust that subscribe button or the like button.
Yeah, that's right. press enter on the button.
Enter, exhume, exalt, exalt that subscribe button.
Exhibit that
Exhibit
button.
it.
That's right.
Oh man, you're the wordsmith.
Extrapolate.
Extrapolate.
The button. Cracking on now, I think.
Exaggerate that button. All right, good. That's good. We got our few easy.
Yeah, that was nice.
All right, cheers, Seb.
All right, guys, thanks so much again for tuning in and subscribing. Tell your friends, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Cheers. Cheers.